200 billion marks. That is the price of a single loaf of bread. Do you believe it? Most people wouldn't. They would think it is a typo or a fever dream from a dystopian novel. But this isn't fiction. This was the cold, hard reality standing in a Berlin bakery in November 1923. You would stand in line for 12 minutes, and by the time you reached the counter, the baker would cross out that price and write 250 billion. The currency in your pocket lost 30% of its value while you were just waiting your turn. Now, add a modern twist. Imagine those sirens you hear outside aren't just for a drill. Imagine the sky is streaked with the trails of cruise missiles because the global economy didn't just crash, it went kinetic. This is the mathematical end state of every fiat currency in history. The average lifespan of a currency is a mere 27 years, and the dollar has been on life support since it left the gold standard in 1971. You are living on borrowed time in a system designed to fail from the start. When the rules of money are rewritten in blood and fire overnight, what will you be holding? Will it be a wheelbarrow full of worthless paper or the actual tools of survival? The architecture of systemic failure. The financial prepper community has spent decades selling you a beautiful velvet-lined lie. They tell a story where the government prints money until it is worthless, paper wealth dies, but those who held physical gold emerge from the smoke as the new elite. This story is a comfort, a fairy tale for the worried middle class. It assumes the existence of a functioning economy to emerge into. It assumes that while the money changes, the pipes still carry water, the trucks still carry grain, and the social contract still holds. That is a monetary failure, a crisis of the medium of exchange. But what we're facing in the gathering shadow of World War III is a systemic failure. This is when the logistics, the infrastructure, the power grid, and the social trust itself disintegrate. In a systemic failure, the foundation of exchange itself breaks. Gold is a highly durable token that allows you to move value across time and space, but it does not produce a single calorie. It does not generate a single watt of power. When the system fractures and the shelves are empty, gold becomes nothing more than an inert paperweight with a historical prestige that no one in a war zone has the luxury to honor. Asset 1. The universal insurance, precious metals. Precious metals, gold and silver, are the assets governments cannot print and central banks cannot debase. In the Weimar collapse, if you held paper marks, you lost 100% of your wealth. If you held gold, you maintained your purchasing power entirely. An ounce of gold bought the same basket of goods before, during, and after the hyperinflation. But in a kinetic survival scenario, there is a tactical layer most people miss. Big gold bars are a liability. You cannot buy a gallon of fuel or a bottle of medicine with a $10,000 bar without painting a target on your back. You need divisible silver. You need small denominations that function as tactical liquidity when the banking system freezes. Gold protects your wealth from the state, but silver buys your way out of the immediate danger zone. Asset 2. Hard currency escape valves. When your domestic currency starts to smoke, the only escape is holding someone else's stable money. Look at Lebanon in 2023. The currency lost 98% of its value in 4 years. If you saved $50,000 in the bank in local pounds, you were left with $1,000. You were wiped out while the nominal numbers in your account stayed the same. But those who held physical US dollars, Swiss francs, or euros outside the banking system maintained their power. In a World War III scenario, this becomes even more critical. You need hard currency that is issued by a nation far away from the front lines. You keep it in cash. You keep it within reach, because a digit on a screen is just a ghost when the transoceanic cables are cut. Asset 3. Productive equities, ownership of the machines. Most people think the stock market dies during a collapse. They are wrong. In 2024, the Caracas Stock Exchange in Venezuela surged over 3,000%. Why? Because a stock is not a piece of paper. It is ownership in real assets, factories, equipment, land, and inventory. When the currency dies, the nominal price of these assets skydives upward to meet the reality of inflation. But here is the survival filter for the last log. You only want companies that have revenue streams diversified away from the collapsing zone. You want the exporters, companies that sell goods to the rest of the world for stable currency, while paying their local costs in worthless paper. These companies don't just survive a collapse, they are the engines that will rebuild the world after the missiles stop flying. Asset 4. Consumables and the barter frontier. When the formal monetary system fails completely, economic activity doesn't stop. It reorganizes around different media of exchange. In post-World War II Germany, the currency was so worthless, people traded in cigarettes, coal, and potatoes. In Venezuela, fishermen traded their catch for flour just to feed their kids. In a systemic failure, consumables are the only real money. Medical supplies, fuel, water filters, batteries, and basic tools. These are tactical assets. They have immediate utility value that a gold bar cannot match in the middle of a riot. But remember the constraint. Consumables are meant to be consumed. You cannot build a long-term future on aspirin and ammunition. They're your bridge to get you through the acute phase of the crisis until a new medium of exchange emerges from the rubble. Asset 5. The calorie generator, agricultural land. The final asset is the immobile store of value that produces the one thing humans cannot live without: food. During the Great Depression, farm families had survival advantages over urban dwellers that were stark and undeniable. They had gardens, orchards, dairy, and livestock. They could do without new clothing, but they never went hungry. In World War III, land is the ultimate fortress, but it comes with a brutal vulnerability. You cannot move it. If the front lines shift or the state decides to seize your property, you are trapped. This is why the best land isn't just productive, it is land located outside the immediate jurisdiction of the conflict or held through a structure that protects it from direct seizure. Land produces calories, and in a world of starving predators, calories are the highest form of currency. The survivor's creed. You must also know what dies. Anything where you are a creditor to a failing state, government bonds, treasury notes, and savings accounts in domestic currency. When the state burns, it tapes its debt with it. If you are holding a claim against a government that is fighting for its life, you are holding a handful of ashes. The lesson isn't to become a doomsday prepper hoarding gold in a bunker. The lesson is that genuine diversification requires holding different forms of value that respond differently to systemic failure. You must decide whether you want to hold a token for a dead world or hold the capacity to produce in a new one. In World War III, gold will not keep your family warm, and it will not stop a bullet. You must become a machine that runs on trash and fury. Subscribe to survive. This is the last log.